Well, I suppose that's it then. Don't be too sad, okay? The worst part of a relationship is the breaking up bit.
Gee, I'm gonna be real sad when I get into the whole lot of women tonight.
See, this is what sucks. After a breakup, us chicks will sit at home and cry about it for days, whereas a guy will go out and get onto a whole bunch of tarts. Well, you don't have to suffer alone while he heads out and goes wild. There is something you can do to make sure he doesn't have too much fun. Wait till you know his mobile phone's turned off. Then call and leave a message. Something like this. Hi, Angie, it's me. I don't know how to tell you this, but a couple of weeks ago, I had some blood tests done and the results have just arrived. The thing is, I might be HIV positive, which means you might be too. Anyway, call me back. We'll talk. Bye. That's right. Tell him you might be HIV positive. That'll stop him nailing someone else straight away. I know this seems a little harsh, but you don't want to have to worry about him being with someone else while you're upset and all alone. What'll happen is he'll have to get a blood test done. And the thing about the HIV virus is it can be present but undetectable for up to 3 months. So, even after the initial test clears him, he'll have to wait another 3 months to be tested again. So for a whole 3 months, while you're getting over him, you know for sure that he's suffering too. Kind of evens things up a little. So, girls, to really reduce the symptoms of heartbreak hell, use HIV positive protection. I'll be okay. See ya. Look at this. The best things about dads is their checkbooks. And it doesn't matter how old you are or how long ago you left home, dads will always be there to help their little girls out of trouble. But sometimes even dads draw the line and they won't write you a cheque for the full amount you ask for. In circumstances like these, you have to take matters into your own hands. Today, I'm going to show you a neat trick that'll ensure you have all the cash you need. Wouldn't it be good if Dad just signed a blank cheque and you filled in the amount you asked for? This is a piece of carbon paper. Now, we've all seen how this works. Today, we're going to make it work for you. Simply cut out a piece about this big. What we're going to do is slip this a couple of cheques underneath the top cheque. Make sure it's covering the signature space. What'll happen is, when your dad goes to write out a cheque for you, he'll also be signing the cheque underneath without even realising it. And because the carbon paper is over the signature, the rest of the cheque is left blank. So you can fill it in how you want. Watch this.
How much do you need?
800, Daddy?
I'll give you 5.
Okay, Daddy. Thank you. Look at this. A blank cheque with absolutely nothing else written on it. So, there you go. Get yourself some carbon paper and get 2 cheques for the price of 1. See ya. There's nothing worse for a woman in today's do everything, have everything, be everything culture than being a young mum who wants to get back into the workforce without the stigma of leaving your new baby in a daycare centre. So, if you want to get back to work and keep caring for your kid, why don't you think about a career in advertising? These days, we're bombarded by advertising on every possible thing, in every conceivable place. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to catch a potential customer's eye. All you have to do is sell advertising space on your breast and then feed your baby in public. A lot. I can guarantee you, people will take a sneak peek at your publicity. And because most consumers will only risk a quick glance, your message will continue to sell subliminally long after the effects of a billboard have worn off. See what I mean? So, be a woman who has it all and be a real working mum, full-time employed and full-time nurturing. Because in advertising, as in child rearing, breast is best. See ya. So, sometimes it's good to mix business with pleasure, and any punched-in party person knows how to turn a soiree like this into a real money spinner. Rule number 1, wait till after midnight. Everyone here has had plenty to drink and smoke. The party food ran out hours ago, so there's about to be a serious case of the munchies. Hey guys, how about I order some pizzas? Yeah. All right. Top. When guys are pissed at a party, they'll hand over money like nobody's business. It makes them feel like big men and they think it'll impress you. Stoners can be a little more stingy, so it may take some coaxing. Come on, man, you said you were hungry. Tough. Make sure you go from room to room, asking each and every guy at the party for money. At a decent sized dude, you should end up with at least $500. Now for the food. The weekend is peak hour for our takeaway culture, so it shouldn't take you long. Ah, here we go. Too late, man, they ate them all. You ate all these, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Sometimes when it's getting late, an empty pizza box can mean a full money box. Anyway, I'm off to get something expensive to eat. See ya. Okay, look at this. This is my mate Maddie. She's 16 years old and she's just found out she's pregnant. The dude responsible's already backpacked off and she knows that when her folks find out, her life won't be worth living. But don't you worry, Maddie, because there is a way to let your parents know you're knocked up that's guaranteed to leave them supportive and compassionate. All you have to do is spike your own drink with a date rape drug, like GHB or a Hypnol, something that shows up easily in the bloodstream. Then you just tell your parents you've been the victim of a drink spiking at a party. You don't know what happened, you blacked out. All you do know is you've got a bun in the oven. So, whether you decide on a delivery or a debun, you know your parents are going to be there with lots of love, loyalty and loot. Just make sure you down the drink in the safety of your own bedroom, preferably at night. You'll pretty much just have a good night's sleep. And in the morning, a simple blood test will prove that someone has tampered with your non-alcoholic drink. Normally you wouldn't have to go to this much trouble, but people these days, they're so untrusting. They want proof. And let's face it, if a girl goes to a GP, it's easier to get Rohypnol than the morning after pill. So there you have it. If you get knocked up, just knock yourself out and avoid being punted by parental pregnancy panic. See ya. Pissed off with the amount of junk mail clogging your letterbox? Credit card applications, discount junk food, real estate calendars? Personally, I don't like the stuff. And even if you have a no junk mail sticker on your letterbox, a lot of this stuff's got your name and address on it, so the postie still has to deliver it. This is how I deal with the problem. Simply get a reply paid envelope from an unsolicited credit card application and fill it with your unwanted junk mail. Who knows? When the bank wants to celebrate another year's multi-billion-dollar profits, the $3 you can save them on a pizza or bucket of chicken might be useful. Not to mention this handy real estate calendar, which might be used to mark off the date when the chief executive receives his golden handshake. It's even got a phone number on it in case he wants to buy the suburb you live in. So there you go. Give junk mailers a message they've already paid for. Just don't supply a return address. See ya. Yeah, all right. sometimes it does you good to do something good for your folks. And here's a quickie that'll earn you maximum points for minimum pain. Chances are their fence needs sprucing up. After all, it is the part of the property most exposed to the public. Now, you could hire a professional painter, but that would mean waving goodbye to a surprising amount of cash. You could do it yourself, but you'd probably screw it up. And besides, you'd still have to shell out for the paint. Well, here's a way to get their fence professionally painted for free. All you need is one of these and the cover of darkness. All right, I know what you're thinking. Penny's going to paint graffiti on her parents' fence and get the council to repaint it for free. Well, 20 years ago, that would have worked. These days, graffiti's no big deal. I mean, eventually the council would come round and repaint it, but you'd be waiting for like 6 months. So I'm adding something a little extra. Racial slurs. As you can see, I've gone for some classic anti-Semitic slurs, but any slur-sensitive racial minority will do. With this kind of hateful vilification on your wall, I guarantee you the council painters will be round by lunchtime doing a great job for nicks. So there you go. If you want to keep the folks on side and keep your inheritance up to scratch, get some free home maintenance done with the potent power of racial vilification. See ya. Single mums need fun too, but a first date with a guy is not going to go very far when he spots a rugrat. So young mums, if you want to get laid, I'll show you what you need. Grab yourself some leftover carpet. I find shag pile works best. A few felt offcuts, a hot glue gun, some scissors and a sewing machine. This, a leash, and there you have it. Single men aren't too keen on kids, but they love dogs. It might be a good idea to get him a little piss too, so he doesn't notice when the dog answers back. And there you have it. All the fun you deserve while still being a responsible parent. See ya.
Good.
There are many problems associated with drugs. One of the most obvious is that it's very difficult to carry about the necessary paraphernalia without the risk of parental interference, a hefty fine, or in some states, even arrest. So, tonight, I'm going to show you how to carry with confidence. This is liquid latex. It dries to form a soft, flexible rubber. So, simply coat the offending article in a few layers, shaping it as you go, to then form the final product to look like this. And there you have it. No one's going to want to inspect this too closely. Oh, and remember to make a small cut at the base so you can peel away the latex when necessary, like so. In fact, by making the offending item large, you're instantly giving any male prying eye an inferiority complex. So they'll terminate any further investigations pronto. By the way, you don't have to be a chick to employ this kind of subterfuge. I bet there are very few male cops in this country who'd be willing to touch something they think's been up another man's bum. See ya. Are you like totally over share house accommodation? The endless parade of dodgy flatmates. A bunch of yuppies slumming it in pseudo-student bohemia. They drink all your booze, they eat all your food, and never stop partying. Not that I'm one to knock a good binge, but sometimes you've just got to have quiet time and a well-stocked fridge. Well, fret no more, because I've found the perfect prospective flatmate. Meet my friend Akmal. He's recently escaped from Woomera Reception and Processing Centre, and I've installed him in my inner city pad. He's the perfect flatty. He's clean, washes 5 times a day in fact, does his laundry on a regular basis, and all my bed linen and tea towels as well. He won't even eat my meat or drink my booze because it's forbidden. Now, we all know that Arabs have terrorist connections and have their own collection of biochemical weaponry. But let's face it, in this day and age, there's kudos in having a few dirty bombs in the backyard. And there's a regular market out there that'll keep Akmal and me rolling in dosh. You won't have to worry about his wife and kids freeloading because they're still locked up. And you know that if he ever misbehaves, he's used to being sedated and handcuffed to the bed rail. So there you have it, the perfect flatmate. Plus, when Akmal's people take over the world, you know you'll be on their good side. See ya.
Don't live with a gay hairdresser or a tranny.
Well, I'm vegan, so they'd have to be at least vegetarian. Definitely to have good gender politics. I live with men, but not if they expect the women to sort of do all the housework.
Anyway, it really bums me out bad when I see something like this. Who knows if it ever made its way home? Posters like this are everywhere because it's natural for dogs to wander off in search of other dogs. It's part of their procreation instincts. And even desexing them doesn't cure it entirely, which means that Kurt here is always looking out for when you leave the gate open so he can sneak out in search of other doggy company. What can you do? Well, today I'm going to show you a way to override even the most powerful doggy instincts. Studies done on rats show that nicotine addiction affects animals just as it does humans. I have here some nicotine patches. With a dog this size, you don't need a huge dose. If you have a bigger dog, you might want to go for something a little more potent. Sit still, Kurt. There we are. By getting your dog addicted to nicotine, it has no choice but to be loyal to you for its daily hit. Go on. The gate's open. Run out. Run out. See? Even with the gate wide open and bitch smell in the air, Kurt is going to remain loyal to me. A nicotine patch a day keeps the dog from running away. See ya.
What are you doing?
We're being robbed! Don't you hate this? Getting sprung by the owners just as you're finishing up? I mean, normally I'd smack them about a bit and do a runner. But luckily, thanks to the reality TV dickheads, there's now a better option. Gotcha! You're being punked right now by our totally hidden cameras. You're on TV right now.
Yeah?
There are hidden cameras all around the room. You should have seen the look on your face. We really got you going, didn't we?
We thought you were trying to rob the house.
I know! Oh, you're so colourful. Well, thanks very much, guys, for being on the show. You've been great sports. But the camera crew and I really better be going now. Bye now. Bye. Thanks again. And that's all there is to it. Next time you get sprung, tell them they're on totally hidden camera. And you'll get away with anything short of murder. See ya.